Ronda Rousey has slammed the WWE creative team's booking of the women's division in the company. We'll explain more details on her controversial social media posts. And Bray Wyatt, finally, do we have an update on his future with WWE? And could he be teased tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw ahead of WrestleMania? We've got details on that. LA Knight has seemingly confirmed his status for WrestleMania 39 next week. Mustafa Ali, reportedly there are big plans for him after WrestleMania 39. Roman Reigns is set to make history at WrestleMania 39. We've got details on why that is. Becky Lynch could be wrestling more than one match on the grandest stage of them all this year too. We've got details on that and an update on why WWE decides certain locations for certain premium live events. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of world wrestling entertainment. And a big story this evening is Ronda Rousey publicly slamming the WWE Women's Division booking from the WWE creative team, at least maybe the previous iteration, the previous regime in the company. Ronda Rousey has publicly slammed WWE's Women's Division booking. In January 2022, of course, Ronda Rousey made her return to WWE to win the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble match. Later on in the year, she defeated Charlotte Flair in an I Quit match to win the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. Now, at Money in the Bank last year, Liv Morgan won the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's side of things in WWE, cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase, the contract, to defeat Rousey for the title. However, Ronda soon won the title back a few months later at Extreme Rules. Now, in an Instagram video that was posted this evening, that being Sunday, March 26th, taken from, and the video was actually filmed and taken during her feud with Morgan, Rousey shared some criticism of WWE's women's division booking at the time. Ronda writes, quote, "Imagine what our Liv Morgan feud could have been if we weren't hamstrung by a bunch of octogenarians who think they know how to be hip while putting less than 5 minutes of thought a week into each woman's storyline. New #Ronda on the road." Of course, Ronda Rousey is set to team with Shayna Baszler to face Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and one other tag team in the WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way bout at WrestleMania 39. We've got a bit of an update when it comes to original plans for her in WrestleMania in just a second. Now, it must be said, a lot of people are saying, oh, she's slamming the current creative process. Well, maybe not so much, because she's maybe criticizing a bit of both. Of course, at the time in which Liv Morgan cashed in her Money in the Bank contract on Ronda Rousey, that's when Vince McMahon was still in creative. He was still in creative charge of what was going on with WWE at that period of time. When she won the title back from Liv Morgan at Extreme Rules, Triple H was firmly in control at that point. So when she says octogenarians, Vince McMahon is in his 70s, so maybe that's what she's referring to. Or is she also taking a bit of a hit, a bit of a swipe at the current regime in WWE as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But since we're talking about Ronda Rousey as well, her creative has changed significantly based on what it was originally pitched to be for WrestleMania. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select had reported over the past months that originally Ronda Rousey was scheduled to face Raquel Rodriguez at the Royal Rumble in January, where she was scheduled to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, Fightful were told that was the plan until December, when creative couldn't be agreed upon heading into WrestleMania season. By that time, Rhea Ripley had long been planned to win the Royal Rumble match, where she challenged Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Now, over on Monday Night Raw, on the Raw brand, a returning Charlotte Flair would have challenged Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. At the time these plans were in effect, late November, early December, Charlotte had still been off television for quite some time, and the long-rumored Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey match for WrestleMania was no longer happening. That was off the table. Now, those familiar with the situation said that Ronda Rousey preferred and pushed for the tag team with Shayna Baszler that we are now seeing playing out on WWE television, which is slated to end up with them challenging for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. The tag match, or that match rather, with Raquel Rodriguez was moved up a full month to SmackDown at the end of December, which did gain a ton of acclaim. Charlotte Flair, of course, was brought back to television. She was booked to win the Women's Championship that day without even knowing herself that she was set to win the title when she showed up to television. Of course, now we have the situation where it's Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. It's Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And as I mentioned, Ronda Rousey is involved in that Women's Showcase 4-way match. So certainly plans changing significantly when it comes to the baddest woman on the planet on the road to the Showcase of the Immortals. Now, we spoke earlier today about Bray Wyatt. A picture had emerged of him with a fan in Florida amid his hiatus, his absence from WWE amid this mystery illness, physical issue that he was undergoing. But we could be about to see Bray Wyatt return to WWE television just in time for WrestleMania. A big update has potentially emerged on plans for Bray Wyatt's WWE return amid uncertainty surrounding his WrestleMania 39 status. Wyatt has missed a number of recent WWE shows due to a personal health issue. Prior to his hiatus, Wyatt was feuding with Bobby Lashley. Following reports about Wyatt's health issues, both stars' statuses have been up in the air for next weekend's WrestleMania 39 event. Well, WRKD Wrestling has now provided a fittingly cryptic update on WWE TV for this coming week, telling fans to anticipate hidden messages, saying, quote, "Keep an eye out for some glitches and QR codes this week." WWE notably shared a number of White Rabbit teases on television ahead of Wyatt's return to the company in October 2022. Of course, top executives have previously touted the success of these teases and indicated that more could be happening in the future. Wyatt last wrestled at the February 26th WWE House Show, defeating LA Knight in a lights-out match. Wyatt, as I mentioned, we covered this earlier on today, was spotted out in public for the first time amid his absence. You can find it on today's video. A recent report revealed that WWE definitely has a plan to get his rumored opponent Bobby Lashley onto this year's WrestleMania card. That may involve the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale this coming Friday on SmackDown, WrestleMania SmackDown, the go-home edition, 24 hours before WrestleMania Night 1. So Bray Wyatt could still be theoretically on the WrestleMania card. We could get confirmation that Wyatt Lashley is happening tomorrow, or there could be this plan that involves him, Lashley, LA Knight, maybe all in one segment. We'll have to wait and see, but do expect something Bray Wyatt related, if reports are accurate, to happen tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Now, speaking of LA Knight as well, he seemingly confirmed his own WrestleMania status for April 1st and 2nd. LA Knight has seemingly confirmed his status for the WrestleMania 39 event, with WrestleMania set to emanate from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, LA. The former $1 million champion has been trying and failing to find his place on the card for the show of shows. On this week's edition of SmackDown Lowdown, Knight commented on his victory over Rey Mysterio on the previous night's edition of SmackDown, noting that the only thing that was assisted was him assisting himself to a victory over the Hall of Famer-to-be, ignoring Dominic Mysterio's interference. Knight then acknowledged the fact that he's currently not scheduled to compete at WrestleMania. Knight stated that no matter what, he will ensure that WrestleMania will have its LA moments, effectively confirming that a match for Knight won't be announced prior to the show, but he will still make an in-ring appearance during the event. As I mentioned, it was previously reported that there have been discussions about having Knight potentially square off against Bobby Lashley at the event, with Lashley's WrestleMania season rival Bray Wyatt missing the event, so everyone's status up in the air. But now knowing that Wyatt could possibly appear at the event, we could have a situation where all three are together, or there is some last-minute maneuvering to get every single person on the card. This week building up to WrestleMania certainly is going to be really interesting when it comes to LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, and Bray Wyatt. What about plans after WrestleMania? Well, reportedly one person that is going to have a bigger spotlight after WrestleMania 39 is Raw superstar Mustafa Ali. With WrestleMania 39 just now under a week away, fans are beginning to look ahead to post-WrestleMania and what Triple H may have up his sleeve for the months following the Showcase of the Immortals. It has been previously reported that Triple H plans to spotlight LA Knight more in the months following WrestleMania, as well as him looking to push Chad Gable more as a single star too. Well, add another name to that list now, per WRKD Wrestling, that being Raw superstar Mustafa Ali. Ali has recently undergone a character shift, acting as a motivational heel during his recent feud with Dolph Ziggler on the Red Brand. It's very much been an undercard feud, though, on the show. Per WRKD Wrestling, Ali is set to take on Seth freaking Rollins on tomorrow night's edition of the Raw Go-Home Edition to WrestleMania 39. That match was made with the design to platform Ali ahead of the bigger spotlight that will be put on him after WrestleMania. Ali, as well as his current rival Dolph Ziggler, will be a part of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale on this coming week's edition of SmackDown, the WrestleMania SmackDown show. So certainly expect more spotlight put on Mustafa Ali as we get past WrestleMania and into the remainder of the storylines for 2023. Now, Roman Reigns, of course, is set to make history. He's always making history at the moment with his legendary Universal Championship reign, then became an undisputed Universal Championship reign. While Roman Reigns has been smashing records left, right, and center throughout his ongoing historic run as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, and he's set to break another one at WrestleMania 39. Reigns will walk into the show to defend the titles against Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes, but win or lose, he'll have already made history when the bell rings. Reigns captured the title at Payback in 2020, defeating The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Braun Strowman to begin his run. This WrestleMania will mark the third straight WrestleMania that Roman will enter as part of his ongoing title run, with him officially becoming the first person in WWE history to defend a world title at WrestleMania 3 times during the same title reign. Now, Hulk Hogan entered the first 3 WrestleMania events during the same WWF Championship reign, but the title was not defended in the main event of WrestleMania 1. Of course, that was a tag team match, him and Mr. T, and gets Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. Roman is not the first person to carry a world title into 3 consecutive WrestleManias, as Triple H and Brock Lesnar also accomplished that feat, but their title reigns were interrupted. Reigns is also set to main event his seventh WrestleMania event, putting him level with Triple H for the second most of all time, just one behind Hulk Hogan. When Reigns walks down the aisle at SoFi Stadium, he will have officially passed 200 days without being pinned in the company. There has reportedly been discussion that Reigns could make it to 1,000 days as the Universal Champion, but still the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes remains the favorite to win the championships at WrestleMania 39. Now, Becky Lynch, we know she's going to be in a 6-person tag team match at WrestleMania, but could she be involved in actually more than that? 13 matches are set to take place across the 2 nights of WrestleMania, which would mean that one of the 2 nights would have 1 match less than the other nights. Well, we may now have an idea of what match could still be added to the show, courtesy of the man herself. Becky Lynch sat down with the Tommy Turnahan show, where she discussed her upcoming match with Damage Control at WrestleMania. During the discussion, Becky mentioned that the 6-woman tag team match would take place on night 1 of the show, before teasing that she and Lita would defend their women's tag team championship on the second night. She said, quote, I'm going to be on the first night in a 6-woman match, and then because I'm tag team champion, I'm hoping that I will be defending that title on the second night. So Becky 2 fights, they'll call me. I don't know. They might or try to get that on a t-shirt or something. A women's tag team showcase match is also set for WrestleMania, pitting Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and another team to be determined. There have been reports for several weeks of Ronda and Shayna leaving WrestleMania with the titles, which could still likely be the plan if what Becky pitched comes to fruition. So keep an eye on that. Stakes still could be added to certain WrestleMania matches, and even just days before the event itself, more matches could be added to the show of shows. Now, a recent trend we have seen with WWE Premium Live events is that they're starting to take place in stadiums and in arenas outside of the continental United States. WWE has been widening the pool of potential cities hosting Premium Live events in recent months. Just this past year, WWE has held shows in Cardiff and Montreal, and there's upcoming events set for Puerto Rico and London as well. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has provided more insight on how WWE decides where to hold its big events. A WWE source who spoke to Fightful confirmed that the decisions are made in order to maximize the buzz surrounding the shows. The company has put extra care into the selection of its Premium Live event locations, drastically changing up the approach from 2022. The company wants each event to have a distinct purpose, whether that purpose be thematic, financial, or strategic. Elimination Chamber, taking place in Montreal, Sami Zayn's hometown, is one example of a thematic decision, as is Bad Bunny hosting Backlash from Puerto Rico. Financial purposes would be the decision to run more stadium events instead of arenas, while strategic purposes would be holding Money in the Bank in London in prime time ahead of the rights renewals in the area, as well as WrestleMania in Los Angeles around the time of a planned sale of the company and the upcoming TV rights renewals. The source said that it is about spacing out premium live events so the demand builds in market, noting that they will often point out that the company's first time heading to a specific market in a while when applicable, like they're doing with Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny has reportedly been training for an in-ring return ahead of him hosting Backlash in Puerto Rico, which could lead to him getting physical at WrestleMania to potentially set up a match for the show. It's also been reported too that WWE is reportedly planning a big stadium show in Australia later this year as well, so expect the international events to continue. But there you go, guys, the latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash the like on the like button, be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.